Hey folks, Real Honesty with John Ritlin. I'm John Ritlin. This is another episode of Rapid Fire. I haven't done one of these in a while, and so for anybody that wants clarification, I take a few topics that I saw on the internet or ones that people have talked to me about, and I just briefly discuss my opinions on them. So this could go 5 minutes, this could go 7 minutes. It's probably not going to go very long because I only got 4 topics, and a lot of them are going to be quick. So basically, it's wrestling related, it's sports, whatever related. It's kind of like the questions for me shows, except these are just topics I'm talking about that I want to personally answer. So here we go, and I hope you enjoy my answers. One is a particularly big one. But I saw a few things just float on the internet, float on Twitter mainly. Cameron, the idiot that tried to pin Naomi the wrong way. I think it was Naomi. It was somebody. Tried to pin her the wrong way because Cameron, figures out how to wrestle. Cameron apparently wants to return to WWE. I mean, if that's the case, why? She was useless before. She didn't serve any purpose before. She was easy to hate because she wasn't any good in the ring. She was annoying. And generally, I just never liked her. I mean, I'm talking her character. I don't know how she is outside of WWE. I don't care. She's outside WWE and succeeding, good for her. Wish her all the best. She doesn't need to come back to WWE. No one needs her. She'd be jobbed out in a second because she's what? I think in her late 20s, early 30s. Age aside, it's not like she's going to, be featured any better. I mean, Naomi's a champion. She's barely featured on SmackDown. I mean, she didn't even defend the title at the last pay-per-view. So I'm sorry, but Naomi's at least a good athlete. Cameron's not any good and is not going to get any better. I mean, I was happy when she got released because good riddance. I mean, go do something else, or maybe she asked for a release or something. Who cares? Cameron just was useless and did not need to be on WWE TV. So am I going to scream and cry and everything if she does end up coming back? No, I'm just going to wonder why, because there's no reason to have her on TV. She's not any good. Why isn't Jinder a face is something that I'm wondering. Because they did the same thing with Muhammad Hassan back in 2005. He's bringing up reasonable points about an entire race of people or entire, religion or whatever, entire part of the country, entire, other country being railed against because they looked a certain way, talked a certain way or whatever. The whole foreign evil gimmick was only good like maybe even to the very early 90s, and even then it was starting to get old. They did it well with Bret Hart when he was, cheered in Canada and every other country and booed in the US. That was the last time it really worked. Now, Hassan was getting some pretty good reactions, but then WWE went overboard with it. That's my thing about Jinder. Personally, I hate the fact he's WWE champion. I absolutely hate it. It's dreadful and ridiculous. But if you're going to make him a WWE champion, make him babyface. I did this for my country. I did this for this. Now, they're probably going to try to go the Bret Hart route and have him cheered in India and that kind of stuff if they run shows in India. And all that. But he should be a face because he brings up reasonable points. I mean, he is getting some heat, but it's old heat. It's cheap heat. To me, it's not that good. And I just wonder why he isn't a face, really. And another one, where is Rusev? I mean, Rusev was apparently supposed to face Randy Orton to Money in the Bank for the title. And then that all got, pushed to the side, which is ridiculous because Rusev should have at least gotten a shot. I think he's been rehabbing his injury and that kind of stuff. I think he's close to returning. There's been some pictures and videos of him and Lana training, and it looks like they're doing well. It looks like Lana's going to debut soon, and I wish both of them the best. Rusev is money. He has been money for years. He's been money since 2015 when they botched the whole thing and had him lose to Cena at 3 straight pay-per-views. Rusev is money, and they need to capitalize on him. I would have him, if they don't decide to go with a route of, like, say, have Sami Zayn somehow get the shot at Jinder at SummerSlam, if Jinder holds the title till then, put Rusev against him. Have Rusev win the title at SummerSlam. Have Rusev be Pro USA, something like that. That's what you need to do because Rusev is a great performer and should get the chance to be, should get the chance to have the fans revere him. I mean, he's a really good athlete. Really good athlete, really good in the ring. They need to stop having him play up the Bulgarian, his accent so much. I mean, he has an accent in interviews, but outside WWE, it's not nearly as pronounced. So that's what I would do. I just wonder where Rusev is. I mean, I know he's training, that kind of stuff, and I know he's a Nashville Predators fan, but they're dropping the ball with Rusev. Just please use the guy right. Please use him right. When he returns, have it build up to him face Jinder at SummerSlam. Have him take out the Singh brothers at some point at the July pay-per-view, and then have him face Jinder at SummerSlam. And the big one, rumors of Hulk Hogan's WWE return. This might be short and sweet. I don't fucking care. I respect what Hogan has done for wrestling, even if he buried a lot of people, whether it was him and Vince or just Vince or whatever. I respect what Hogan did for wrestling. He did a lot for it. Did a lot for it in a lot of companies, especially AWA, WWE, WCW. Not so much for TNA Impact Wrestling, but that was as much Dixie's fault because Dixie's an idiot. Thank God Dixie's out of power, even if Anthem isn't doing a great job. But I just don't care. Hogan can't wrestle anymore. They want to use him in an ambassador role, fine. Have him be an ambassador role. If they think the stink of this whole racism thing, which was horrible, has faded away, fine. Bring him back if you want. But I do not personally care if he does come back. I'm not going to pop for it. I didn't pop when Goldberg came back. It's like I didn't pop in a good way when Goldberg came back. I just don't care if Hogan comes back. If he does, fine, whatever. If him and Vince and WWE and if various towns, especially black towns, can forgive Hogan, then okay. If the fans by and large want to forgive Hulk Hogan, that's fine. I'm still on the fence about it. I don't like what he said. I think what he said was deplorable, no matter whether there was drinking or whatever involved, where he was a dark place in his life. He shouldn't have said it at all. He shouldn't have had those thoughts. But if WWE wants to bring him back, they're going to bring him back. They're going to bring him back whether fan interest or whatever is low or not. Because they're going to go to what they know. They're not going to try to create new stars. Even if they have Hogan just in an ambassador role, they're going to use him to pop some ratings. Oh, look, here's 60-plus-year-old Hulk Hogan who hasn't been able to move since 2005. And in his last matches, by the way, wrestled for another company. But if Hogan comes back, whoop-de-doo. I don't fucking care. So that's all I gotta say about that. Anyway, do you agree, disagree with anything I said? What are some topics that you want me to talk about? Give me some topics in the comments. Leave them on Twitter if you like. My Twitter handle's in the description. Like, share, subscribe as well. It's been Real Honesty with John Ritlin. I'm John Ritlin. I will see you soon.